Dear students of 7th standard, I hope you all are doing well. As I was going through the news headlines, one headline goes, the number of cases of the novel coronavirus across the globe crossed 1 million mark as the global toll topped 50,000. Now, if you were listening carefully, I know you must be listening. You may notice I repeat the words the quite often. And there are two other words that I can use, which is a and an. Now guess what you're going to learn today? You are going to learn about articles. Now, before I go deep into articles, let me sum up or let me recap some of the things that we did in the third day when we had our last grammar lesson. When you were learning countable and uncountable nouns, you already knew how to use article with countable and uncountable noun. With countable noun, as you all know, it has singular, it is used in singular and plural, and if it is non-specific, then you use the article a and an, and if it is specific, you use the article the. And for uncountable noun, if it is non-specific, you don't use the article, but if it is specific, you use the article the. So now we are going to take a deeper look into where and how you can use article. This lesson is very important in whenever you use the English, you want to form a sentence, or it is very article. The usage of article is very significant. Listen to these sentences very carefully. I have a pen. The pen is blue. I repeat, I have a pen. The pen is blue. Now, you all must be wondering why I'm using a pen, and then for the same pen, I use the different article. Now, in the first sentence, when I use pen, I use it in general. Now, but in the second sentence, excuse me, when I use it, I specify it. So now, children, let me tell you, you must have known what are the articles. The articles are a, an, and the. Now we have definite articles a and an, and definite article the, and indefinite articles a and an. Okay, now articles, it defines whether the noun is a singular or plural. And then you can also see that article works as an adjective. Now, like adjectives, articles modify nouns. I repeat, like adjectives, articles modify noun. Now, a and an are called indefinite articles, and the is called the definite article. Well, the is used to, why we call the as definite article is because the is used to refer specific and particular nouns. The is used to refer to specific and particular nouns, and a and an are indefinite article because it is used to modify non-specific and non-particular nouns. Now we use a, and the before nouns that we want to introduce. Like when we want to introduce a person, or we want to talk about a place or a thing, those are nouns. As you all know, nouns are the names of person, place, or thing. We use this article a, an, and the when we want to introduce. Now let's go to the indefinite article, how we use it, where to use it, and when to use it. Now let's look at the indefinite article a. A is used before beginning with a consonant sound. Now, if the noun starts with a consonant sound, like boy, before that, before the word boy, then we use the article a. Before the word bird, then we use the article a. And before a singular noun, then we use the article a if it starts with a consonant sound, like a book, a school, a dog. Now, even before vowel letters, even we may think that E here in European, a unit and a union, even the word starts with the vowel letter E and U. When you pronounce it, it sounds like y. So you use the article a there. And same, some words start like with a vowel letter and begin with a consonant sound. That means even though it is a vowel letter, it begins with a consonant sound. So we use a before these words, like university, uniform, a 1 rupee note. Like when you say a 1 rupee note, even if it starts with the letter O, which is a vowel, when you pronounce it with the sound w, 1, which is not a vowel. So you put the indefinite article a before that. Same as in university and uniform as well. When you pronounce university, even though it starts with U, when you pronounce it, the sound comes like y. Uniform also. So you put the article a before that. Now we use from there, you get to know that we use a before the words that begin with a consonant. Like as you see in the picture, a girl, a clock, a lamp. So with every consonant, before every consonant word, we will use the article a. Now let's go to the indefinite article an. Now before a word beginning with a vowel, we use the article an. For example, an apple. And even though the word begins with a consonant H and it is not sounded, when it is silent, then you put the article an there. For example, an honor, an hour, an honest man. Here the sound is silent. So you use the article, you put the article an in front of it. Now we use an before words that begin, as I've already told you, before words that begin with a vowel sound. What are the vowel sounds? We have 5 vowel sounds: A, E, I, O, and U. Like the word see the word orange. It starts with the full sound O. So now the article an will come in front of that noun orange. In the same way, an umbrella, an eye. Now these are the words that you can use. These are the places where you can use the indefinite article a and an. Now let's go to the definite article the. Well, we use the definite article the when we talk about some unique objects like the sun. We cannot say a sun because we have only one sun and it is an unique object. So, the sun, the sky, the moon, all these are unique objects. So, we use the article, the definite article, the there. And before the names of nouns, mountains, rivers, oceans, and deserts, etc., we use the article the, like the Ganges, the Sahara, the Pacific Ocean. So, before the mountains, the name of rivers, oceans. All this, you put the article the, definite article the. And before the names of books like the Bible, the Ramayana, the Quran, you put the article the. Now, and before the superlative degree like the best, the tallest, the before the word best and tallest, we put the article the. And when we use the definite article the when before the musical instruments like the violin, the piano, the drum. So before the names of this musical instrument, we put the article the. Well, before an adjective to denote a whole class, we use the definite article the again. I repeat, before an adjective to denote a whole class, we put the definite article the. For example, the old, the rich, the poor. Now, when we use the when we know that there is one or only one of a particular thing, like the sky, we have only one, and the world, we have only one world, the North Pole. So, when we refer to something which is only one of a particular thing, then we use the article the. And when we talk about countries, we don't use articles. Like we can't say the India. But when the country happens to be collection of states, then we use the article the. Like for example, the United States, the UAE, the UK. All these countries are collection of small states, but when they come together, they form a country. And before those countries, before the name of those countries, we use the definite article the. Otherwise, we don't put article in front of the name of any country. And again, when we talk about meals like breakfast, lunch, dinner, also brunch, you may not know, it is a meal, and it is the meal that we have in between breakfast and lunch. So when we talk about meal in specific, we use the article the, but otherwise we don't put. Well, I repeat, when we don't put any article in front of meal, but when you speak about any specific meal, then we use. For example, well, the place was nice, but I didn't like the dinner. Now here I use the before the word dinner because I am making it specific. So these are the this way you can use the definite article the. Now let's talk about some the nouns that we have to omit article. Now when we speak about relations, like before the names of relations, we don't use any article. You cannot say a father. Okay, so before the names of relations, you cannot use article, and before the names of material, you cannot use article. Material like gold, silver, diamond, you cannot use article. And before the name of proper noun, before the name of a person or before the name of a place, before the name of proper noun, you cannot use article. And before an abstract noun, I repeat, before an abstract noun, you cannot use article. Abstract nouns such as honesty, wisdom, truth. So you cannot use any article before these words. And when you talk about language, when you speak about language, and before the name of the language like Tamil, Hindi, English, French, you cannot use article. You cannot put any article. You cannot say, I know the French. That would be wrong sentence. You cannot say, I'm very bad in the Hindi. That would be wrong sentence. So you cannot put any article before the language. And before certain phrases like at noon, by train, on foot. So in front of these phrases also, you cannot put any articles. So children, you have to take note of all these things where you have to put article, where you don't have to put article. You have to know all these things in detail. Well children, so that is your today's class. I have an exercise for you. Children, I want you to do this exercise and it should be in your notebook. When you come to school, I'm going to check whether it is there in your notebook or not. I go to Madurai by VII Express. You have to specify which article you have to put, whether it's a or an or some. Some is not an article. The. And the next question is, the next line is sentence is, he hopes to join university soon. Which article will come there? A or an or the, or whether there will be no article, you have to fill it up. Let us go to a restaurant and have coffee. You have to fill up whether it is a or an or the or no article. And it is an absurd story. It is absurd story. You have to fill whether it is an, a, no article, the. And the next one, 5, sentence 5, I want to eat Apple. Which article are you going to fill? A, an, the, or no article? You have to fill it up. New York is large city. A or an or the or no article. You have to fill it up. Are you attending reception today? A or an or the or no article. Sentence 8. Oranges are grown in Nagpur. A or an or the or no article. Children, you have to note here that there are some nouns where you have to omit article as well. Sentence 9. She wants to become an engineer. A, an, the or no article. And sentence 10. Lion is a ferocious animal. A, an, the or no article. So children, you have to do this exercise. Make sure that it is there in your notebook and bring it. Thank you children. See you same time tomorrow.